Hey everybody, this is Keith from the lighter side of true crime, and I am chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Keith. What's up, man? How many women did he actually kill?
I believe it was 8, if I'm not mistaken, 7 or 8.
It's a lot.
Oh yeah.
I believe there's probably still remains there.
Could be. It could be more. It could be more. I mean, if that was his only spot, it could have played other places too. Yeah, you don't know.
Heavily wooded, like real thick grass there, and
it seems like he goes down the hill a little bit or down the road. Once you go over the fence area, down there a little bit. Yeah, there's some pictures that I've seen. But you said you actually been there. Yeah,
I could probably go there and get some video of it.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll do that. Who are some of the other names that you've spoken with?
So many. I've had the other Manson member. One of the other ones, Bruce Davis. In my podcast numerous times. Wayne Garrison, Dana Gray, female serial killer. Kai, the hatchet wielding hitchhiker, was just on. If you remember him from back in the day, the smash guy. He did a couple appearances.
Hey, welcome to the lighter side of true crime with Kai, the hatchet wielding hitchhiker, and Keith Rovere. Smash, smash.
Talked to him a lot. One got a lot of attention. The two that kind of went viral. Kai, Caleb, the wheeling hitchhiker. We did a couple of podcasts that went pretty crazy. But Amanda Taylor.
Hey, it's Amanda Taylor, the selfie killer, and soon I'll be on an episode of The Lighter Side of True Crime with Keith Rovere.
I've been talking to her a lot lately, the selfie killer.
Selfie killer.
We did a video chat, and that just went off to almost like 1 million views. That one just went through the roof. She's a trip. She's definitely a trip. But again, you get caught up on it. A beautiful girl, and you just by normal conversation, laughing, bubbling, or joking around the whole time, and you forget the mindset of what these people are capable of. Which is wild because it's like you build friendships up with these people to get to know them, and again, sometimes you get lost of what they have done.
Can you explain what she did?
Well, when she was married at time to her husband Rex, they had some issues. He had a lot of drug issues, and both back and forth. They were kind of broken up at the time. Well, with his addiction, his opioid addiction was fueled by his dad. He was the one feeding him all the numerous things. Well, he ended up taking his own life, committed suicide. And Amanda blamed the father because he was the one enabling him, giving the. So she took his life. She did that. She went to his house with another friend of hers, another guy, just stab. And if you're looking at me, she took a selfie. The dead body's lying on the sofa, and she held up the bloody knife and smiled. Selfie killer. And then she went out, and the ones who do numerous are going to kill more people. And then the guy she was help her, get there and drive there. She turned and put a bullet in his head too. He miraculously survived. That's ended up. Not the only reason he got caught up is she took a selfie, and friends of hers, one journalist or blogger, I should say, and somebody else, she was sending pictures of them as she was trying to get away from the cops, even while the cops had her at gunpoint. She wanted to go out with a blaze of glory, and they kind of talked her out of doing that. Wow. And then so got arrested, and she just, and the way she said it, I asked her about why he took the selfie, and she's like, I knew he's going to get caught. I'm not going to go to prison. Some people have it rough in prison, especially serial killer, because he was a true crime fanatic before she went in. She was like, if I'm going in, and everybody's going to know my name. I'm going in with some popularity, so I'm not going to get lost. So I'm going to be known. I'm going to be remembered. So people would write me and just know who I am. And so that was the reason why she took it. But that was the reason why she took her husband's father's life, was because, blame that. She's like, I got to protect my own. I love my own. And that's how we handle business, basically. He killed him, so I'm going to kill you. That was kind of the gist of what she did. Eye for an eye, kind of, right? Yeah, and her mentality, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That happened recently, too. So a man killed his father, I believe it was, and took a selfie with the man's head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this happened in Florida, I think. I was reading the other day.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. But numerous, like I said, as far as serial killers, almost everybody that I've talked to. Robert Bardo's been on a few times, America's favorite stalker. He took the life of Rebecca Schaefer. At Arizona, there's Charles Reinhardt, one of probably the most sought after true crime artists out there. Dude, he's and my house is filled with personal items. I have thousands of pieces of artwork. Well, he's probably one of the more famous ones for artwork, as you can kind of see some of the stuff that he does in death row in Arizona. There's a few of his pieces.
Wow, that's good.
Some really, really detailed stuff. Robert Yates. I've been talking to Robert Yates a lot. I think in Washington or Oregon. I think Washington. And he does the most amazing origami. He's like, oh, I want to send you something. Send me some artwork and origami. He's like, I want to send you a swan. Now I got something like BTK, Dennis Rader. I have origami from him. I get Christmas cards from Dennis Rader, origami roses, 6 or 7 folds. You get a rose and you get a little swan. So when Robert Yates says he's going to send me some origami, I'm thinking that.
Like a little swan thing, right?
Yeah. Well, this is his dragon he recently sent me.
Oh, my God.
The swan's basically the same thing without the big tail.
Yeah.
He'll sign it.
Now, what is he there for? Can you explain what he did?
Yeah, multiple murders. Tons of murders. I mean, he's one, he buried the bodies outside of his bedroom window. So you just kind of think about it, necrophilia, the whole 9 yards. And again, another guy, he hasn't been on the podcast, but another guy where just talking to him, it's like your best friend. You just would never know. And what a lot of people don't realize is that when you have some of the mental, now there's evil people in the world. I've written a few books and I talk about this a lot. I don't really talk to quote unquote evil people who do evil things. I like to focus on people who have brain abnormalities who do evil things. Like, if you're like a gang member or something, blood in a crypt, it's not really my thing. That's just the life you're brought up in. I'm more focused on psychopathy, brain abnormalities, autism, traumatic life events that make people snap. And that's who I really like to focus on. And with some of these men, like the Happy Face Killer, Keith Jesperson, he's getting a lot of press lately. Have you heard of the Long Island serial killer, Rex Yurman?
Yes. Yeah, I follow his case too.
Well, he went viral because Keith had asked me, numerous serial killers, including Wayne Adam Ford, Keith has written these guys, and they'll write back, pen pal a little bit. Arthur Shawcross used to be pen pal with, wrote Charles Manson. Well, he asked me to give him Rex Yurman's address in jail. He's not in prison. Obviously, he hasn't got sentenced. So I gave it to him. Well, Rex wrote him back, if you remember the news. That went viral because Keith, one of his victims got identified. He was convicted of killing out of Florida, but they found the girl's name. So as the detectives flew up to Oregon, talked to him about it, he had mentioned that Rex wrote him back. So that went crazy viral. He's been on my podcast, I don't know, 10, 12 times, if not more. So we did a podcast of him talking about it. And my show went viral because he's talking about it. And if you can see right up there, that's the letter that Rex wrote him because Keith sent me the letter, for safekeeping, so to speak, because all his letters get stolen out of there. So I have the letter that Rex wrote, so then I went crazy viral.
Is he convicted? Is he convicted of the crime? Rex, he's not. Right?
Not yet. No, he didn't go to trial yet. They're still in the process of doing everything. And there's going to be more bodies. There's going to be a lot more.
What did he say in the letter?
It's funny. The one thing he didn't say was, I'm innocent. Nothing about that. Because Keith wrote him basically telling him what to look forward to in prison. Basically, just confess everything now because you're making it worse for yourself. Get to prison. That way you can get a job, get the ball rolling a little bit, less notoriety. You already got a target on your back. Let's just kind of go fly under the radar type of thing. So when he wrote back, he thanked him for his kind words. I'm taking everything to heart. I appreciate what you're saying. Then he asked, well, is there butter for your bread? And that was that's what probably the most viral. He's asking if the prisons give you butter for your bread. So all just those type of things, I'm not planning on writing anybody back. I'm just going to write you. But I thank you for your kind words and nothing that you got the wrong guy. I mean, I appreciate it, but I didn't do nothing. It was like one serial killer to another serial killer in appreciation. Obviously, he's not knowing that Keith is going to release the letter and let, talk about it and go viral. And Rex has it wrote in the back. I'm sure his lawyers told him, that's enough. Stop that right away. Because that's first thing is someone wrote me. If I was going to write somebody back, first thing I'd say is, it ain't me. They got the wrong cat. I didn't do nothing. Ain't nothing about that. So not that he's saying he's guilty, but it's pretty obvious.
Now, did you ever talk to anybody who had a hard time in prison? Like you said, they have a target on their back.
Well, they all do. I mean, for the most part, every single one does. They got to keep them. I just had a former San Quentin prison guard, Darren Monahan, on my podcast a couple days ago. And back when San Quentin was San Quentin, the old school, not this new stuff, old school San Quentin, when Charles Manson was there, Ramirez was still alive, and he was in charge of that section. Oh, we would call it the protective custody section today. I forget the name that he used on a podcast. So he knows all those guys very well. And he told a story where Richard Ramirez wanted to go out to the yard. He's like, hey, you don't want to go out to the yard, Richard. You want to stay away from the yard. But my counselor said I can go out there. It's a bad idea, Richard. Richard went out there and he got stabbed within the first 5 minutes that he was out there.
I'm in 476 here. 300 feet down the way is like 4112. That's where he was before he died, So you know, it's 2:30 at night. I'm watching TV, and I thought, well, let me look out with my mirror, right? And I'm not going to kid you. I saw like 2 or 3 like dark figures, but they were like, you could barely see them. They were there, and then they just went in the cell, you know. And to see, here's what people don't understand. He would draw pentagrams under his bunks, you know, and he would chant. And when I was in Orange County, right, I'd ask him, why do you do that? He goes, well, that's where I get my messages, you know, that's where I get what I got to do.
Hey, welcome to the lighter side of true crime with Kai the Hatcher-wielding Hitchhiker and Keith Rovere. Smash, smash, smash.